Okay, folks, so got a DDJ-SR2. This freaking play button sucks. Keeps getting stuck. Gotta hit it really hard. So I'm going to open this up and try to replace it, fix it. So I'm gonna start pulling off all of the knobs, everything. Pull all these out. Okay, so now that I pulled all of the knobs off, I'm going to flip it upside down. But I'm using the case, so there's some padding. The padding falls in the areas where there's no knobs. That way it sits perfectly inside of this case. That way nothing gets damaged while opening it. Okay, so after removing all the bottom screws, the top comes right off. And I have all the screws right there. They're almost the same, except two middle ones are a little bit smaller. And have all the knobs, keep everything organized so you can put them back the same way. Okay, so to get to the button, you got to take a lot of screws, right? So you got to start with these. This module actually is right here. So make sure you take all the screws out of that. All of these screws, all of these screws. All of these, unplug all of these connectors, unplug that, unplug all of these, everything that's plugged here, unplug that, unplugged all of that. Remove the screw that goes back here, and also remove the screw down here, and another screw in there. Remove the screw in here, and all of the screws around this area, all of this board. You could keep this one for now. So once you remove all that, then this piece comes off, and then you can pull this one out. There we go. Set it right there. And once that is out, now you can remain these last 4 screws, and then you can pull out this board where the power button or the play button is right down here. So I got my board removed and it's upside down, and you can see right here, sorry with the light, right here's my play button, and this is the Q button. So the Q button is working fine, right? The play button is not. So I'm probably gonna replace them, swap them, and then after I swap them, I'm gonna use these buttons that I bought from Pioneer a long time ago. These are actually the buttons that I got years ago for the CDJs. They look similar, so I'm gonna try one of those and the Q as a Q replacement. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I don't really care. I'm one of those DJs that don't really use the Q button as much. So I will be doing some soldering right about now. Okay, so I just finished removing the old button, which is right here, which was the old play button. I replaced it with a Q button, and I soldered a brand new button where the Q was, because these buttons appear to be a little bit different, right? So because they appear to be a little bit different, I didn't want to take a chance, but I could always open this up and play around with it again and solder another button if I have to. But right now, the old Q button is the play button, and the Q button's got a new button. Like I say, I barely use it. So I'm going to put everything back together and test it. Okay, so my controller's all put together, and now I got a song load up in Serato. I'm going to test my play button. Let's see. Ooh. Perfect. Works perfectly. Before, I could not do this. I would have to hit it a few times and very hard in order for it to play or stop. It was very frustrating. So now it works great. And let's check the Q. What? I actually like the Q better, which means that new button that I use in the Q works well. So next time this play button messes up, I'm gonna grab another one and use the exact same one that I use for the Q on this, because the Q feels actually much better. Wow, nice. So okay guys, good luck.